these. So I just did a white to black binding. Now I'm going to do this red to black. Now normally I like going from one end to the other. That way I have to pull around these joints like this, or these curves, in order for the needle to get in and do what I need to do. So I like to pull back what I can to make it fit, but I like matching it up so that all of these are at the same level across, like they're intended. But I don't want, let me see. This needs to be, let me see, I am at about 4 inches up on most of these. Yeah, 4 inches up. So I'm gonna go 4 inches up. Yep, and that's where my joint needs to be. Okay, so then I'm gonna end up having to pull this one down to match. And I always make sure I have extra, because I need about a 20 centimeter tail in order to work with, to get it through all of this stuff, all of these other loops. But if I end up short on something, you know, my last section, I can always redo it and add, you know, a larger piece to get it on. But I'm pretty sure that I measured pretty damn accurately to get this thing to fit just right. So I'm pretty excited about it. I just completed that. Check that out. Pretty darn cool. Yeah, I'm sitting on my bed doing all of this. But yeah, I just did this flag for the NASCAR theme. I have another one to do, and I will record this one and just how long it takes to do from start to finish. And I have 3 sections left to do on this one, and it's done. So I'm really excited. I've been wanting to do a project like this, and I had a customer over the weekend say she wanted to do these 3 colors, and she gave me creative freedom, which I absolutely love when they do that. And so she gave me the creative freedom, and I just went for it and brought it over to her booth, because she was another vendor, and showed it to both her husband and herself, and they approved right away. They loved it. So I'm really excited to get this finished, and I look forward to doing another one like this. This is part of it. I call it a nursery set or a playroom set. So there's the name and a few little extra pieces, and I'll show those in another video. But I've got one more section to bind on another piece to this. I have a whole flag to do, 3 on this, and then the light bars. I have some light bars for the wall as well. So in my nursery sets, I discuss a couple of pieces with the parent or with the customer, and then I throw in an extra. So I'll be showing you that here pretty soon. But let's get started on this one. Put my needle in my mouth and just shut up while I do it. How about that? Okay. Have a lot of playroom in this. So I'll take some out so it doesn't look all bunched up. That looks good. Now I need to line up my loops. Okay, you're up here and you're going that way. You need to come back to me. Okay, let's see how this works. This yarn is so slippery. It pulls out so fast. I don't like it. Okay. That's the one. I might have garden stuff under my nails. I was out picking vegetables this morning and looking for an invader. We have tomato hornworms, like so many other. But it laid eggs on or near a tomato that was sick from what we bought from Home Depot. All of the plants we got from Home Depot this year have died. They were all sick. It was just all Bonnie plants. And okay, so I finished off by locking in this one, held this one and the loops on both sides of it. I held it down so I didn't pull them out while I tightened this one. I do that just as a security measure. And then you start with, you match up outgoing loop, direction of it. This one, it's going that way on that side. This one's going that way on that side of it. So those match up. And then you go from the one to the right of the tail, if you're looking at it from the top. Okay, come on. We go outside in, inside out, match them up. Go with that one. To this one. Outside in, inside out. Oh man. So anyways, the hornworm caterpillar, little worm itself, had nothing to eat on these tomato plants that it was supposed to eat. And I started seeing poop on other leaves, on the cucumber leaves, but it wasn't eating the cucumbers or the cucumber plant. So I just kept looking, and I looked above the cucumber leaf and found what it was eating. And the tomato worm was eating my beans, the bean plant. I didn't know that they ate them, but it definitely was surviving on it because it was pretty big. It looked like it was there for a couple of days. And this one's matching up really nicely. Do you see how that's happening? So it was nice and fat, and I put it through the elimination process and looked for more. But yeah, I was pretty shocked. So now I have to go through the bean trellis and wait for the hubby to get home so that he can reach the ones above my head and yank those suckers out. Okay, so all of them matched up nicely. It looks so pretty. Okay. Oh, and my tail fell out again. I don't like having a really long tail because I don't like having to pull so much through, because every time you pull through you risk yanking out something. Now this is going to end up on the back side, so that'll be nice. It won't bulk out. When you're tucking these tails in, you can cause the yarn to get bulky, and you don't want that. Yeah, we're getting all these to match up with height-wise. I wasn't even using a ruler, tape measure, or anything. I was just lining it up on the wire. Oh, it looks like it fits. Okay. And then thread that piece on. So each section was threaded on separately, and that was something else. But definitely fun. Okay. So I'm going to finish up these two, and then I'll start another video. Oh my God. What, Moose? Okay. Moose is a Maine Coon. And if you have a Maine Coon or know somebody who has a Maine Coon, they're very vocal. They like to bitch and complain all the time. They walk through the house just rah, 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 complaining as they're walking. He lays down by the door and just starts yelling at us, and he tries opening the back door. He can reach above the doorknob or the door handle. And yeah, if he can't open it himself, he starts yelling for us to do it for him. So yeah, he's the fun one that I talk to while I'm doing videos. Because he does not like for me to be by myself. I'm a big girl, but he likes to think that I need protection and him around all the time. So you'll see him in all my videos. Okay, so let's see, how much white do I have? We'll use the white to match up. Okay, that looks nice. All my loops are nice and clean, open. You can see through them all. I know when I'm doing the black, some of them I can see, some of them I can't, but I know that they're there because they look nice and open. It's just a matter of where do I find them once I get them. Okay, so this one is on a going this way. This one is going this way. So I'm going to pull. These are all going that way. pull this out. Put it in the other direction. Okay. What, Moose? I have to go cut more red. This isn't going to be long enough. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, no shit. I didn't know where I put my... Thank you, Trevor. Okay, so I need these loops going... down, and they are. Let's see. So if you know me, you know I always have a ton of things going on at once. And this is just one of them. The garden is going. We've got a screened-in porch being built. There's always something happening here. Okay. Those are going up. Let's find the one that matches. So when you start, you match tail to tail. Oh, there we go. Tail to tail. And then you go over next to it. If you're doing it from this way, of course, it's the one to the left. If you flip it over, it's the one on the right. Okay, so we're locking off those ones. Okay. Now we go back to the original one and the next one. Outside in, inside out. Yep, I missed a loop. So I'll remove this. It was facing sideways, so I couldn't see exactly what I was sticking my needle into. And this happens with the black ones. So I just have to make sure I know where my loops are. I always call them hoops. Hoops and loops. Okay, so let's pull this one back out. Poke it through that other little loop there. And now we're all together. Yeah. Oh. I bet you were sitting there screaming, no, the other one, the other one. Okay, so we go back into that one. Pull through there. Last one. Outside in, inside out. You don't want to pull too tight because you want to see that V that you created. Oh, look, I did it again. We're going to hide it this time. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. There we go, flipping it over. Being right-handed, this does make it easier doing it this way. Almost lost my tail. Oh, lost my view too. Bless you. If you don't close this gap, even though you don't have another loop to go in, whoop, that one. So that was my last loop I went through. And if you don't close that one, close this, you'll see that. So you go back into the last one, and you go into the very first one. And you close them off. Okay, so my tail is very short. So if your tail is short, let me show you. We're going to go back down into this one because we're going to go that way with the stitch. So we need to find the one that's going that way, which will be there. So we can hide it. Okay, so I stuck my needle in and was hiding it. And hide this one. My tail is too short. Keeps pulling out of the eye. So I don't have my threading tool. Don't really need it. But just finish that one, hit it. Need to hide this one. This one needs to go here.